Sup. The opinions and views expressed in this podcast are that of our own and Future Bachelor only, and not affiliated with any outside party or entity. This fun podcast may include some adult language.
Future Bachelor Podcast. It feels like something's heating up. Can I leave with you? Ladies, I don't know what I'm thinking about. Really with you.
Yeah, guys. Welcome
to nice and warm.
No. Welcome to Future Bachelor. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
And this is episode 70. What?
Four.
I just want to make sure I get it right. I don't want to ever
I kind of felt weird too. I was like, I think it's 74.
hope
When you
so.
did that, like, I had a flash of panic. I was like, did I title everything wrong?
These are what V's nightmares are made of.
No, like, for real.
What's going on? We had to start off with that bop.
It's a classic
Do you feel
bop.
warmed up?
I feel nice and
Cool.
I'm exhausted, so but that gave me some energy.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. We probably need a little jump. We're both exhausted. I can already tell.
I know, we're both like
I'm like, it feels like something's here. Anyways, how are you? What's going on in your life?
I was listening back to last week's episode, and you're like,
It's always funny because I want to ask you this like when you first get here, and then we just have to kind of like
just
bumble
say
around
the
each other.
podcast.
Just bumble around each other until we push
Don't
record.
talk to me.
Yeah. Do your thing. You're like, are you ready? I'm like, not yet. All right, here we go. But how are you? What's going on?
So last week on the podcast, we talked about how we were going to be hanging out the day that it dropped.
Oh.
But then you couldn't. You couldn't hang out, which I get. You had technically prior obligations, so you couldn't go to Live After 5, where I went.
Yeah, I wanted to switch up. I don't know why I couldn't or something like that with I think it was my trainer or whatever.
Yeah.
But we'll do it next time. I know I was bummed out.
I know, but
I had this like huge paragraph apology to Z Slims.
I know, he told me it.
Damn.
And yeah.
But how was it? Was it fun?
It was fun. It's
Yeah.
always a good time.
Yeah, you guys look like you had a good time.
Yeah.
I was like FOMO.
I know.
But
I told you not to have FOMO, that there's always another time.
yeah, I know. But you know how it goes. But what else
do.
you get into?
I went to my dance group class situation that I do here called Vixen. They have usually every couple of months they do their glow party events. So it's usually on a Friday night. You get to dress up and paint or glow stuff. I usually just wear something white and then we do some paint or whatever, but I was late so I didn't get to do paint.
Okay.
But it's my favorite events because it's so many of my favorite girls that I go to dance with, and we all go to this one, and then we usually have a little social afterwards. Our new dance studio, because we moved, is in Miami Circle, and it's so you could literally walk right down the road to Eclipse de Luna. So we had a big reservation, a big table of all these sweaty girls.
Yeah. They're so cute.
In different Fabletics matching
Fabletics.
matching sets. Fabletics sponsor us. I will I will hawk your leggings to and fro. But
I wouldn't know. But
I'm sure you've seen plenty of Fabletics legging on plenty of booty.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, they look great on the booty. But what else you get into?
And then after that, I did that for a little bit, and then had a later double date with my boyfriend and my friends Morgan and her new booish thing. And we went to the local and we played some games. We had some late night food at Majestic Diner. It was a nice impromptu double date. We just were walking past Morgan's apartment and we're like, let's call her.
Oh.
And we knew they were hanging out. So
Wow, that's cool.
it was fun.
That's stuff that you kind of do in movies and TV
I know.
shows.
We've double dated before. We're a good little double date situation. The boys can talk about stuff and get along really well, and obviously Morgan and I are really close, and then we all can interact well together. So I always think that's important for a double date situation. There's definitely some people who try to force double dates because like maybe it's usually like the girls who are like really good friends. They're like, let's do it, and then like the guys just don't vibe at all, and so then it's just kind of like this.
But if the guys don't vibe at all, like it's definitely a bad time. Like it sucks.
Yeah, I'm saying like it's not good because then the girls will just be chatting, and then the guys are just like.
It's worse though if the girls don't get along.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, it's just bad no matter if like people can't all interact well,
right?
Like then it's just not gonna be
a good foursome.
No.
That's what's up. Well, I kind of like chilled a lot this weekend. I was just enjoying.
You've been, you know,
going. I was jet setting to fly kids. You know what I'm saying? I was
You
all
know
over
what
the
I'm
place.
saying?
But I took it easy this past weekend. I was like, let me just rest. I did have a party. I went to my friend Denny's going away party, so that was like
cool.
really fun, but also really sad. He like threw like
bittersweet.
Yeah, he threw like the dopest little parties like lately that I've been going to. They're all like themed. They always like.
Oh, I love a good theme party.
Dude, he threw what about like Fire Festival? Like he was like
That's
this whole theme of Fire
hilarious.
Festival ATL and stuff.
Was there like cheese sandwiches?
Oh, they were everything, dude. They did everything.
Oh my
I can't. They had
God.
bands and it was crazy.
Wow.
So regardless,
and then he's moving away, so all
yeah,
these good parties are leaving.
I know. So someone's gonna have to step up. But so we went to his going away party on Saturday night, and then between all that, I just kind of watched a new season of Mindhunter, and we were talking a little bit. But I guess you haven't seen it yet.
No. You know me. I don't really watch that much TV.
Yeah, I think I might have talked about it last year.
We definitely have talked about it before.
Or I don't know, maybe not. It's been like a long time since the last season came out, like 2 years almost, maybe. But essentially it was like a time where like, you know, before they knew about serial killers, so it was just like multiple murders, like, you know, and they didn't realize that like one person would be like doing so many, like killing so many people. And so the FBI started, there was like a little branch started where they would interview like serial killers and like understand like things about them, so maybe they could catch future ones or see patterns and stuff.
So is this like do they use actors and actresses to like portray real people or what?
Yeah, so it's like it's one of those shows where it's like based on true events. So it's like a lot like there was a real FBI thing that started and everything, like the guy that the main character is based off of and all this, but and they actually have like real serial killers like the last episode or one of the episodes in this one has Charles Manson, who's ironically the same actor that plays Charles Manson in a new Quentin Tarantino movie.
The Once Upon a Time. That's smart.
Yeah, well,
That's smart.
I think he might have done the Mindhunter one first and then got picked for Tarantino.
Well, I mean, that's just smart in general.
Yeah, it is. Like he looks so much like he does such a great impression of him and stuff. But the cool part about this season is like it's now like the first season was like setting up that whole thing and trying to convince people that it like people are like what, like, you know,
like what are serial killers?
Yeah,
because like literally up until like the 70s or 80s, like nobody, like that wasn't even a thing that people thought of.
Yeah, they didn't even think about sexual deviances either. So it's like, you know, those are like really parts of like a serial killer, like, you know. And in the first season too, it's kind of crazy because like they like had like kind of like the episode of the week where like one of them like, you know, why is this principal like always got to tickle the kids and stuff like that, and everyone's like he's just a good principal and all this stuff, and then like they're like no, that's a sexual deviancy, like he's like preying on these. So it's really kind of dark, but it's interesting to see like everything develop and stuff. So they're like working towards like building up finding the BTK killer, so that's like kind of interesting. And the cool part that happened this season is that it relates to the Atlanta child murders. That it's kind of like a big deal around here. It's been like what
our company had a lot of coverage on that.
Right. It's been like 40 years since then.
Been,
right?
yeah.
So
that was like 70s.
Right. And this like really doesn't make Atlanta look good, like as far as like what they did about trying to find, you know, the killer of these kids that back then. So if you're into all that stuff like true crime and everything, I definitely recommend watching Mindhunter.
I know, I need to watch it.
They don't promote it hard.
Like, I know, because like my thing is like it's like entered my like, you know, pop culture conscience like here and there, like I know about it. I've always like known about it, just I've never like been like, oh, I guess I'll watch it. Like, where do you even watch it? What is it on?
It's on Netflix.
That's
it's a Netflix original.
See, like, I feel like
it's not like promoted like Stranger Things though. I don't know why. It's like that's like,
or like some other stuff. I mean, I could watch that last night.
But yeah, definitely check it out. So I guess that's pretty much all I did this weekend. Why don't we get into some quick hits? What do we got for some quick hits, B?
So the Dancing with the Stars cast has been announced.
Yes.
And there's
what do we got? Who's dancing?
Very interesting combo of people. Some, you know, some faves. People like James Van Der Beek, which makes me miss the show Don't Trust the Bee, An Apartment, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, and Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, but he plays himself in Don't Trust the Bee, and it's hilarious.
Really?
And it's super meta because on the show he was like on like a Dancing with the Stars. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's amazing.
I love that.
It's super meta.
I love
it. He also played himself in Jay and Silent Bob. Like he was like, I think.
Love when he's so funny when he plays himself. It's so funny.
Yeah, they were like making fun of it because it was him and the dude from American Pie.
Yeah.
They were like playing themselves, or like actors playing themselves and stuff. It was funny.
It. So him, Cromwell Brown from Queer Eye, our girl Hannah B from the most recent Bachelorette.
That's always though, like, right?
They tried it. They've recently like grabbed like maybe one or two like Bachelorette people. They had Grocery Store Joe.
But I thought that was like part of it. Like once you win the Bachelor, you go on Dancing with the Stars.
No, you don't.
I've always seen that.
No.
And you also go on to.
No, you don't. Obviously, because not all of them have been on Dancing with the Stars.
The last couple have. All of them.
Colton hasn't.
Colton was because they didn't do Dancing with the Stars after a season. But usually, yeah, they do. And like the thing is, I think that's I don't know.
Grocery Store Joe was for Becca's season. Let's see the seasons before that. Yeah, I guess it's never after Bachelor. I guess it's only after Bachelor.
I don't know why I always thought that, but
yeah, I think that they. I mean, it's the same network, so I think they just like
smart.
But then also Kel from Keenan and Kel.
Nice.
And then kind of a weird one, Sean Spicer.
That's cool. I think that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
He'll probably be a fan favorite, actually.
He's people are already giving backlash. They don't want him.
Why?
Because he was like, the former press secretary.
I mean, it was his job. Like, we're gonna have like.
Oh, but he was awful.
I mean, it's not for everybody, that's for sure. But like, you won't know until you go up there.
Oh God.
It's like a comedian. What is a comedian supposed to know that he's like off the bat like a good comedian? Like,
well,
the first
like
time
he
goes up
but his job was to inform the American people, and he lied.
Well, it was. I mean, it was the administration he was working for.
Yeah, but still.
I mean, dude, I don't definitely wouldn't want to have that job, having to talk to the world and underneath that guy. So somebody's got to do it though. That's the crazy part.
Like, I mean, yeah, but yeah.
But yeah, that'll be an interesting season.
Should be interesting indeed.
What else we got?
So people had been making rumors because of all the rainbowy themed and a lot of her LGBTQ activism recently.
Who?
Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay.
I was getting there.
Okay, sorry.
That Taylor Swift would be potentially using this album to come out as maybe something outside of being straight. But then she just dropped her song Lover, which in my opinion is the least annoying of her 3 singles that she's dropped, but still not up to like par with, I don't know. But good for her. She's already like sold over.
And
good
like for you, because I swear that was gonna be my suggestion for Slapper.
I would have said nope.
I like it. It's really good. I don't know why. I mean, compared to the other stuff, like I literally.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than the other stuff. I'm
judging it on the fact that I saved it and I've listened to it. Like I've queued it up and like.
I think I actually did save it just in case.
Yeah, and when I listen to it, I get feelings. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I don't know. I think it's still too like I don't know. I feel like her sound is not meshing with me anymore.
But yeah, so anyway, so is she gay or
no? Because everyone thinks that Lover is like actively like about her longish time boyfriend Joe, and that they might be getting engaged or something soon.
Oh, that's how I feel about that. Anyways,
speaking of, well, let's just hop to different, former friends and how their marriage is falling apart. Miley Cyrus and Liam, as we know, they've split. Liam has like officially filed for divorce
as of today.
Yeah, as of literally today as we're recording, so the 21st. When you listen to this, it'll be the 22nd. But she dropped a song last week as part of New Music Friday, and it was good. I liked her song a lot. About it, one of the lines says, "I want the Hollywood Hills, but not the whiskey and the pills," or something along those lines. And so she had a bunch of other lines that like explicitly are calling Liam out pretty much for his behavior. So the rumors around that is that he was the big partier, which everyone's like, oh my God, after seeing like Bangers era Miley, they're like, Miley's, crazy. She, is just such a free spirit. She's just blah, blah, blah. And like, of course, after seeing her like hanging out and macking on Catelyn Carter and like whatever, like stuff.
Come on.
Like, but like that doesn't mean that she's the one with like maybe a potential like substance abuse problem.
No, I definitely think it's at that level. Like it's two people like definitely adding to it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
after I saw the movie, I mean, it's just acting, but like, what was it that I just saw Liam in, and he was pretty good, but he played like kind of like a bad guy. It was that Isn't It Romantic or something like that? Ain't It Romantic?
It
was funny.
Is that like the romance comedy? Like it's like supposed to be like she's like Rebel Wilson's like stuck in a rom-com.
Yeah, it's so funny, dude.
Oh my God.
I recommend that movie. If you guys have
watch it.
not seen it, I thought it was a really funny movie. But like I could tell like in that I was like, oh, this guy could be partying. Like when you started saying that stuff, I'm like, I could picture it. So but yeah, like when it gets to that level, like it probably like infidelity and partying on both sides and stuff.
Yeah.
So
speaking of bad guy, since you just said it, Bad Guys now holds the #1 spot. After 19 weeks, Lil Nas X has lost his #1 spot to Billie Eilish for Bad Guy.
So
she was like a holding steady in that second spot for like the past 6 weeks, I think, or something.
Wow.
But
well, that's because like Bad Guy is a great song. It has Justin Bieber on it, but
well, I mean, I think it was just bad. It was just also like Bad Guy. It was just like the OG one.
Well, even that, like, the thing is, I think like the Justin Bieber
then
one
it counts exactly. Yeah.
But even with that, I just still think like the demographic of Bad Guy is not like necessarily a good like kids song, and like Old Town Road is necessarily.
Oh no, the kids love Billie Eilish. I mean, Billie Eilish is a kid.
Yeah, but like I feel like her music is more like adult themed, like, and also like it's more graphic and stuff. So it's like
the teens though. The teens love her.
The teens, that's what I'm saying. But like Old Town Road was able to hold that #1 spot because it was like even younger. Like the kids love it.
True. Like I read an article saying
like Billie Eilish. If I was young, like when I'm looking at Billie Eilish, that's like Marilyn Manson. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, I was kind of scared of that. And if I was a kid, I would and I wasn't into Billie Eilish, I'd be kind of like,
I feel like you have to be like 13 and older to like Billie Eilish.
Right. I remember like people like that love Marilyn Manson. I was like, what the heck? Who would love this?
Also, like,
and then I grew up and
I read an article that said something about how like even most adults have heard Old Town Road primarily on the radio because it was being played on like so many different stations. Like, and like most like average adults, like I'm a weirdo that I love that fucking song, so I listen to it a lot. But like most adults like heard it at least 5 times.
Yeah, and also I think it's one of those songs that you like an adult, like if you're not like hip or cool, like you can attach yourself to that song and think you're like and joke it off like Old Town Road, and that's like your jam.
It's a bop. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Well, yeah, good for him. And so he broke the record and succeeded it. So he's really like setting the bar.
Yeah, he's holding it. He's probably gonna hold it for a little while. I mean, think about how long Mariah Carey was tied with Despacito. Like,
I know, but sometimes I feel like when those things happen and then everyone does it, like you know what I'm saying, like. It's almost like Michael Jordan when he like came and did his thing, like it was like amazing. But now like so many people have come through and like try to do like cool ass things like Michael Jordan, like even like LeBron, like people will have comparisons and stuff. So it's like
I don't know though.
I feel like once you hit a bar, like you can always like start it, like it sets like a something else for someone else to achieve.
Yeah, I mean of course, but I mean we'll see how long it takes someone to get to 20.
Yeah. Well, good for them, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. But yeehaw, power is still coursing through the veins of Megan Thee Stallion.
Okay.
But she is, Hot Girl Summer.
Nice segue.
Is coming to an end.
Mm-hmm.
September marks the beginning of fall, like September 22nd. I really like to hold to my.
So we're one month away. It was 1 month of summer left.
Literally, yeah, exactly that. And
1 month of summer.
So people are like, yo. Megan, Hot Girl Meg, what's gonna happen when the summer's over? Like, do we carry our hot girl theme into the fall? What do we do? And she's being like, well, we're gonna have a hot nerd fall. We're gonna like succeed because she's still in school. Like she's going back to I think like Texas Southern or something like that. And
oh my god, imagine being a student.
She
in college.
wrote some of her her charting hits like between classes. That's wild.
Well, I'm just saying, like, how popular she must be at the school.
Now,
it's ridiculous. Like, she has to be in class, and everyone's just, like, looking at her the whole time.
like that's Meg.
That'd be a good video. I'm sure she's on some kind of school video already, but...
Oh, for sure. But it's... So, yeah, she's calling it a hot nerd
that's
fall,
good.
which I love. Like, she's definitely... Like, I really love her because, like, she's, like, unapologetic. Like, she's like, I'm going to be twerking. We're going to ride the boat. We're all going to be taking shots from the bottle. We're going to be doing our thing, but we're going to be unapologetic about it. We're going to be just loving ourselves and loving the earth, loving each other, having a good time. And then she's like, but we're going to succeed. We're going to hold each other up. We're going to do the things. Like, I think she's a really cool modern, like, music role model.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's cool to see, like, them, like, breaking stereotypes and breaking
because, like,
stuff.
people, like, especially, like, because she, you know,
like, even her, Cardi B, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, talking, like, now she's getting in and talking to people, like, really getting into politics and, like, you know,
like, using her platform to, like, show that. I love that because, like, people could write them off as, like, you know, being, like, the big booty bitches of
I don't
the
remember,
rap
like,
world.
Little Kim or anything doing stuff like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
my lip gloss be popping.
no, that's Little Mama.
Oh, that is Little Mama.
But anyways,
that is. I love that song.
What is this? The Instagram thing that happened that, like, everyone's posted. I saw, like, Ellen even did. Like,
Okay, so, you know, people thought that Instagram was releasing some sort of new rules or new policy that would just allow them to use your photos and make money off of your photos.
So it's not true.
It's not true.
Okay.
It's not true. But, like,
something
everybody
that's been going around the internet forever.
Yeah, this was like an old hoax. Like, this was an old one.
I'm just saying, like, it's been happening on Facebook.
Oh,
like,
it's happened.
I've
Yeah,
seen, like, people
these
post
kind of weird things happen all the time.
Right.
But this one, like, I feel like, especially with how big Instagram is, like, this was, like, so someone, you know, posted the original one. It's, like, this text post where it's all, like...
It's got so many misspellings and stuff, too.
Yeah, don't forget tomorrow starts... Yeah, it's all the...
I saw somebody's, like, it looked like someone, like, why do you guys believe in something that looks like a serial killer made?
Yeah, literally, the capitalization... yeah, like, ripping out newspaper clippings, like...
It looks like something from Mindhunter.
Yeah. But, it's like, you know, you're supposed to put it on your story or whatever to, like, to make sure that they're not gonna use your photos, but it fooled literally the entire world. Like, I remember seeing it of, like, people that I know, like, friends. I didn't do it because I think
it was, like, even famous people. Like,
mostly famous people. Like,
they're like, you can't have my photos. Like, mostly famous.
I'm like, your photos are all out there. You fucking make money off of some people using your photos. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Whatever.
What's it called? What's this news with Spider-Man leaving?
I'm emotional.
Why?
Because Spider-Man is going to be leaving the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because, you know, with the whole how Disney owns Marvel and that whole thing, Sony had been sharing Spider-Man with Marvel recently because it was always a Sony, like, that whole part of it was a Sony thing. I mean, if you remember the original, like, Tobey Maguire movies, that suck. If you remember the ones with Andrew Garfield, which aren't much better. If you remember the ones with Tom Holland, the best. That was, you know, a thing that they had. And so Disney, now owning Marvel, was asking for more money, more stake, more whatever in that thing. And Sony said, go scratch, see you later. And so this means, like, they had been setting up all these movies with the MCU that, you know, Tom Holland as Spider-Man, as Peter Parker, was going to take a bigger role in the MCU, especially, like, with, I mean, I can say this now, it's not a spoiler if you haven't seen whatever, Endgame, like, you're screwed. Now that Tony Stark is dead.
Oh, my God.
I mean, okay, Far From Home already came out, and that's a big part of that movie, too, and that's, like, so far gone.
No, you're right. You're right. I don't care. I just, like, making people feel bad when it's not me.
But, like, so I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know what it's going to be for this whole, like, it might mean that Tom Holland,
you know what? I'm, like, on the opposite side of it. Yes.
I'm upset because I love Tom Holland.
Listen. This is why I'm not that upset. One, I kind of like seeing, like, someone throw a wrench into the MCU because, like, that type of stuff.
I get it.
They're just,
like
too
Disney
unstoppable. Yeah, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I'm not upset about, like, my thing is, like,
I like them just as much as the next person, but, like, come on, like like if we're talking continuity, like, you know, back in the day, the Hulk was Edward Norton. If we're talking like, you know, Terrence Howard left for Don Cheadle in Iron Man, and then they'll just recast him if they want to put him back. All right, they won't. No, they can't even recast him. I think Tom Holland signed on for like at least like 2 more Spider-Man movies, so they can make them.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like completely different and removed.
No, I think it's gonna be awesome still, and
I just don't know how they're gonna be able to do it though, because
they do it like they did originally. They just like stay inside of Spider-Man's canon.
But like they have had so much interaction with like Nick Fury and everything that's related to MCU. It's gonna be like a hard.
It'll be fine because they already established a universe with Venom. Like the Venom is already like with Tom Hardy, like it's already a good movie.
But that like my thing is like it's like
it was so good they almost talked about getting Venom inside of the MCU.
Yeah, but like the continuity with all the other stuff that like with the MCU, it's gonna fuck that up. As people who like enjoy and love the MCU,
I do too.
Like,
but like
it makes me sad because
they should have thought about that before like trying to own and monopolize the whole like.
I know. Okay. I'm
just saying because like if they talk about it like. MCU had like the TV shows that were like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that actually has the guy from the MCU, the agent, whatever his name.
That's them, yeah.
Yeah, and the continuity was supposed to be like it was supposed to go with the show, and even like those even had to veer off from like continuity because like Marvel Cinematic Studios or whatever like didn't want to do it anymore, and then like the Jessica Jones and the Daredevils and all that stuff.
But those are like those are other subsets. Like
they're supposed to be inside of the same canon, though.
I mean, yeah.
So you know it's gonna get messy, and it's so big already. There's no way they can. But I just don't
know what it's gonna mean for like Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. Like it could really like he might technically like they might not make anymore.
Yeah. I think there could still be good Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland outside of the MCU.
I love him as Spider-Man. I think there's been too many Spider-Man movies in general in our lifetime.
True. Right.
And most of them being bad. Right. Up until recently, they were bad.
And I also like, you know, like he's been in 5 MCU movies already.
I think that's the argument.
Yeah.
That's the argument is that like
it was always supposed to be borrowed.
He's had a whole like timeline set up they're just gonna be like, whoops, like
good for them, man. Get your money. Like they could pay Sony whatever. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they're just being probably like stingy or something.
It's just they want more stake in the Spider-Man thing. That's what it is. It's
Sony wants more stake.
No, Disney and Marvel do because Sony has like the majority.
Good.
Yeah, it just makes me sad.
Dude, that's a good power play. That's
I know
chess.
it is a good power play, but it makes me sad because like the bad Spider-Man movies came out of just purely Sony. So
they'll come to it. I bet you anything. They'll come
I don't
to something.
know.
But
I don't know. We got to talk about some fried chicken though.
Okay, well, dude, I honestly, what the hell is with people doing these taste tests out of nowhere? Like
What do you mean?
What, you talking about fried chicken?
Yeah, I'm talking about fried chicken.
Yeah, people like online right now are eating like both the chicken sandwiches and shit. Like
because it's a phenomenon now. Because of how our social media affects us. Like Popeye's Chicken came out with their tweet being like, "We have our new chicken sandwich, chicken, brioche, pickles, new sandwich, Popeye's nationwide, so good. Forgot how to speak incomplete sentences, sentences, blah blah blah." And then of course, Chick-fil-A, the originator of the chicken sandwich, fires back being like, bun plus chicken plus pickles equals love for the original. And Popeye said, "Y'all good?" And so then they started feuding.
Shots fired.
And a lot of people like the Popeye's chickens. I need to taste it. Yeah. I feel
Popeye's got great chicken.
They have great chicken. You're not going to get
Chick-fil-A's chicken is good, but it's not like they're like chicken. Like,
no, Popeye's chicken is great. But you're gonna spend way more time in the drive-through lane. It's gonna be more of an experience. Plus, like because everyone's trying to try these, this is probably the most full any drive-through has ever been for a Popeyes. So they're all losing their minds because if you ever been through a drive-through for a Popeyes, I was literally the only one in a drive-through once. So like I was a passenger in the car. We were the only ones, and it still took them 20 minutes.
Popeyes?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean that's why Chick-fil-A, it's customer service. That's what.
And that damn sauce. I love Chick-fil-A
yeah,
sauce.
Popeye's sandwich could be better. It doesn't matter. But, like, that's the customer service. Like, it's like, you guys are ridiculous, dude. Like, people are not even going to want to come out of their houses to get your food anymore if you guys can't even like get our food within like 2 minutes. Like, that's what fast food is. How are we going backwards? Like, you guys are going to be out of jobs like here soon if you don't get like Chick-fil-A and get like iPads. Like 2 people with iPads sweating outside.
They're saying my pleasure, and they'll like fucking run
Smile.
after your car if you forgot a sauce.
Yep. Yeah, let me go run and get that. Let me get my understudy to come and get my iPad real quick. That's service.
I love him. Oh, God bless him. But I got to try it. So I'm going to have to try the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Wendy's, spicy nuggets, which I still haven't got. There's a lot of fast food.
And I've been seeing people like comparing the Whopper with the Impossible Whopper.
Oh, I want to try the I have had Impossible patties on different burgers, and I like it. So I would like it. But anyways.
Damn, I might have to go and get Burger
I know.
King
I still need. Where even is the? I'm telling you, we've talked about this. I don't even know where Burger Kings are anymore.
Yeah, those are like the ones that even have the worst service of them all. Actually,
there's no good service at a
They're hidden in like some dark, like between 2 buildings.
Yeah, like you're kind of scared to even open your window to like make your order and get your food. You're like, someone's gonna kill me.
How do I get out of this parking lot? It's empty.
Anyways, but Wendy's fired back, being like, y'all are here fighting about which of these fools has the second best sandwich, and Popeyes told them that he's like, looks like someone just ate one of our biscuits because y'all look thirsty.
Yo, dude.
But then Wendy's fired back, being like, yeah, because that's how dry your biscuits are.
Dude, is that Chick-fil-A talking?
No, that's Popeyes trying to talk back to Wendy's.
Dude, Chick-fil-A. I don't get why people like the chicken biscuits so much. That's one thing.
I love a chicken biscuit.
I know you do, because everyone does. I will eat it. I do too. But there's something about the biscuit that is too dry. Like, if you don't have
Chick-fil-A biscuits aren't too dry.
Yes, they are. If you don't have something to drink right next to it, you're going to die.
I've never had a dry biscuit from Chick-fil-A.
Oh, you always can just like down it without a drink?
Well, yeah.
They're the worst, dude. Like,
have you ever had their like buttery biscuits? Oh my God.
I don't know.
I just get a side butter biscuit and then I shove that in my mouth. I'm happy.
I don't know, but you can't really go wrong with Popeyes. Like even Chick-fil-A. Like everyone's going to still come to now Chick-fil-A to compare them.
I mean,
to put their little video on. Like look, I got this one down. Who's the asshole that's going to from one to the other and then coming back home to film it in front and show it to everybody? Like,
I mean, like, I would do it.
Oh my God, don't.
I won't, but
I
would.
Not now, please.
But I would. I don't know.
You're thinking about
what makes you an asshole? I'm giving them both money. Who gives a shit?
No, but like, it just makes you an asshole because you're like, I'm gonna leave my house right now.
Like, people care about my opinion. But no,
exactly.
Speaking of which, I did try Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese.
People care about my opinion, exactly.
I tried Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese that's finally made nationwide, permanent on the menu, because it was only being tested in like the DMV area, which all my friends like in DC and Baltimore were like, oh, it's so good. And I tried it. It was decent.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It could have more flav. So I just feel like this week I just really need to go on my fast food trying hunt of everything. I still gotta get my spicy nuggets. I'm gonna get a Popeye sandwich.
Impossible Burger or Whopper.
Let me know where a Burger King is.
Dude, just like put it in your GPS. That's how I get there. Come on, don't start it up here. I got too many devices going. Well, yeah, I guess that. Do we got any? Oh, right before the show, I introduced you to this trailer for this new movie.
Yeah, talk about it.
Well,
oh shit.
I'm not really like too familiar about the story,
so,
but
like, yeah.
I mean, I was wondering if you were, but
sort of. I mean,
well, the movie's called Bombshell, and the trailer's very like, how would you say?
The trailer is haunting.
Haunting, yeah. It starts off with like 3 women just getting into like an elevator.
All blondes. They all work at Fox News.
Well, you don't know that until the end of the trailer.
Yeah.
But this girls that are spoilers, I swear to God.
But you can tell by the way that they all look. It's a newsroom.
I get it.
I mean, and one of them's Megyn Kelly.
Well,
like that she's supposed to be
like,
Megyn
looks
Kelly.
a lot like Megyn Kelly. So apparently the story behind it is like this guy, can you look up his name?
Roger Ailes.
Okay, Roger Ailes, like who helped build Fox News. Like he was accused of like a bunch of sexual harassment.
Yeah, facing in 2016.
So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting see the Bombshell trailer. That's how you do a trailer. you don't give away too much.
Yeah, that
and
was
you
a
still,
good.
you're
That's
like, that's gonna be a good movie.
Well, yeah, that's a teaser trailer. Like that's like how teaser trailers should be. Because I feel like there's some teaser trailers that come out and it's like half the movie, and I'm like, what is this teasing to?
I know. I actually don't want to see movies now that give away like if you have a trailer that has like 2-3 minutes long, that's way too long. That's literally Spark Notes.
Yeah.
So but yeah, no, check it out if you haven't seen it. The trailer is pretty interesting. I haven't seen an interesting trailer. But what made you say yikes this week, V?
You know what made me go yikes?
What?
Is Weight Watchers, now known as WW.
WW?
Yeah, they're branded as like WW, like they don't even go by the full Weight Watchers, but it's Weight Watchers. They came out with an app for children ages 8 to 17 for like it's a Weight Watchers app, and like they categorize food and like green lights go, like yellow lights like meh, and then red is like stay away. And like some of the stuff on the stay aways are like normal healthy foods that you could have in moderation or whatever, like even like health. Some of it was like maybe like some healthy fats and stuff, but it's ridiculous because this is like the kind of stuff that breeds eating disorders in children. Like you don't want to be feeding children, like demonizing food in their eyes like this. Like there's like such better way,
or
like,
getting just like, teaching kids at a young age like to have to like judge off an app, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah,
like,
or just like dieting. Like diet culture is so problematic and so destructive in general that like putting kids on this path, that like that's what a major purpose in their life is, to like make sure that they like hold themselves to strict rules so that they fit certain standards, is ridiculous and not healthy.
What are people saying online?
Well, that's what most people are saying. Like any doctors or like pediatricians or child specialists are like, this will like literally skyrocket like children eating disorders. As like, I mean, eating disorders are still a major problem, and like it's younger and younger kids, especially in like this age of Instagram. Like we didn't grow up, like you and I didn't grow up on Instagram, but I'm thinking about like these like 14 or like the 10 to like whatever year old girls and boys too that are like going on TikTok, going on Instagram, going whatever, and seeing all these unrealistic bodies, being all like, I shouldn't be eating this or that.
It's a trickle effect. Like it's literally a trickle effect, because it's like adults do that, like we do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We compare ourselves to people online. You're like, what the fuck? And then kids, like that goes down to kids, and the kids will look up to like a little older kids, and then like I remember like how impressionable I was, like just looking at just older like teens when I was like younger and stuff. Like anything that they were wearing, I wanted to wear. Like if they were doing that, like that's the car I wanted. Like all that stuff. So it's like start getting like kids thinking that way. It's just
and like
they're gonna think that way regardless. Like
and starting them and like forcing them into like monitoring that at like something as young as 8
right
is wild. Like kids kids need food and need to like just build healthy relationships with food. Like they shouldn't need to be like worrying about like, oh well, I had this or that and that's like negative this or that points and this is that. Like what? Like kids are out playing and like doing stuff and like needing to be,
I was thinking the other day though, like I was just like just standing with my phone, and I just started thinking, I'm like, dude, like imagine if we had these when we were kids. Like,
oh my God. Well,
I just don't like I remember all the things that this thing does, and like all the things that like I had to use, like calculators or flashlights and all these different things that like this one thing does now. A camcorder, a camera for pictures, like all these different things, and I'm just like, whoa, like, and still like as a society, like myself included, like we are not even taking full advantage of it. Like we're just a lot of times just on social media, or like
or like, I mean, it's for kids that are young, like you're like
the kids are not like feeling like they're like getting any smarter, like with the technology and stuff, like it's just like I don't think we're utilizing like the information that we have at the tip of our fingers, like enough. But yikes, that is kind of crazy. So Weight Watchers is going full forward with.
I think they're getting enough backlash that I don't think they're gonna release it, but I haven't seen much on that. But
I wonder if Alexa, lights on. Why did that turn off? That was weird.
That was weird.
Anyways. Hi.
Peel back the curtain here. It was weird. I kind of was looking at it. I was like,
you do it with your mind, B? Do some magic? Just looking at my lamp and turned it off.
No, but that was weird because I've literally been staring at the lights. So like.
Did I do it? That's hilarious.
What had happened?
Oh, but so yo, why don't we get into a little main topic? Mini main topic.
One of these days.
Which one do you want to get into? Which one do you think is interesting?
I feel like the social media flirting one.
Let's get into that because we can get into the other one.
Yeah, because I feel like you brought this up before the show, and I'm like, what do you mean? I guess like I feel like this is so. Can it ever be friendly? Was what I guess set it up for us. Sigh.
Social media flirting. What is it? How do you flirt online with people?
How do I flirt online? Yeah. It's kind of funny. My friend who works
because there's like fun flirty. Like, right? And then there's like, even in real life.
Okay, so I guess like give me a situation where I'm going to be like more serious flirting and give me a situation where I'm like
social media flirty,
goofy.
Let's talk about real life flirty. All right. Give me like.
If I'm in real life.
In real life. Give me
person.
3 like degrees of flirtiness, like ranges, like from like very light to like heavy flirting.
Okay, light flirting in real life is like.
Oh, I would say like, all right, it breaks down into, I think like a joking flirting and then like a light
and then there's like a legit
right?
yeah
you're like
yeah there's like I feel like you could be
maybe there's 4 like there's too much flirting.
Too much.
Too flirty. All right, talk.
I mean, okay, so like jokey flirty, I feel like I almost more reserve that maybe with some of my guy friends, like if we're just like goofing off, or if it's more like I'll say something like XOXO, or like usually I feel like that's with some of my female friends. Like I feel like females tend to be like all up in each other's like Instagram comments being like, damn girl, you're so hot, like, oh, like you did, like, don't hurt him.
I find myself wanting to do that too sometimes.
Yeah, doing that, like sending a bunch of like fire emojis.
Well,
like,
that's what I'm
getting to. You sent me a little fire emoji to my outfit for my date on Saturday.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Oh shit, okay. Yo, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like the type of person I am. So I think that's what introduced me into thinking about this. Because like I'll go on a rant here in a second.
Like, damn, V look good, but like,
right,
we friends.
Yo, let her know. You know what I'm saying? Hype her up for a sec with a little fire emoji. But you know when I would say like, you know, light flirting, like this woman at work, like she like is getting like surgery and stuff, and she was like, maybe while like they're doing this on my arm, like they could do like a little tummy tuck or whatever. I'm like, what? If they do a tummy tuck, you'll disappear. And she was like, good answer. What? Right? That's like, is that considered flirting?
Kind of, I guess.
That's like fun flirting, right?
Sort of, I guess.
So you can like kind of like flirt with someone.
It's like flirt adjacent.
Right. Like two people that were married could say that flirt or that comment to each other, and would that be like, oh my God, like they're trying to like bang or something?
I guess no.
I'm just wondering.
I don't think so.
So the only reason why I'm trying to get context for outside of it is because when you bring it onto social media, how does it change?
I feel like, well, because social media gets so hard because it's you don't have a verbal and you don't have body language. Like I feel like a lot of flirting is body language. Like, I mean, I feel like light flirting could even just be like how you angle your body towards someone, or like how you're standing, or like even how like you purposely like maybe brush up against somebody or touch someone, or put like linger a little too long like with your hand on their arm or something like that. You know, think about that. Like,
I don't do the whole touching thing.
I'm kind of more of like a touchy flirter, but I'm also like
I've just heard like many people all the time, like the people notice touchy flirters, and then like also like the way people like talk about touchy flirters behind their back.
I feel like I'm a touchy person though.
Yeah.
Like some of like one of my best guy friends, Ian. Oh, I'll shout him out later, but shout him out now.
Okay.
He like him and I like are very like touchy. Like we're best friends. Like we're brother and sister. Like we'll watch a movie together and like my legs will be over his, but it's not like we're like trying to fuck. Mm-hmm. He has a girlfriend. I have a boyfriend. Like, and we've never been trying to fuck.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
And so like I guess when it comes to social media, it becomes a whole different level, which is like I feel like sometimes it becomes tricky because like sometimes maybe some people, it could be gendered, it could be not, but sometimes some people are like, oh well, they commented this, so that must mean that they really like me, or like they said use this emoji, or they responded to this story, like that must mean they're into, like whatever.
All right, but how much does it like hold weight, and how much does it not? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it definitely
think about what the effort. I know it's like effortless.
It is kind of like it's less effort.
But it means like it's still the same thing, right?
I feel like,
or does it?
It doesn't hold as much weight. I feel like we try to make it hold so much weight nowadays.
If you know a guy hard eyes like your IG story or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, like one of my guy friends did that.
Can you tell the tone from certain people to certain people?
I mean, you kind of depends.
Like if I hard eyes you.
Yeah, you're gonna. I mean, if you hard eyes me, like I'm not gonna be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Size so into me,
but
like.
But there's other guys that could be doing that, and like you're like you see a pattern. Yeah. You're like, I know he's hard eyeing.
Yeah, because like he's trying to. He's trying to make a move.
Yeah, it's like a little like token, like you know what I'm saying, a little token in the bank, like be like dink. Like it's like these little quarters in there. How many quarters eventually will she remember I put in her bank before like? Before she gives them back.
What?
I don't know. I'm trying to come up with this like
how many quarters does it take to get the sticker from the sticker machine?
Yeah, like a little game or something from the arcade. But how many tickets can I get? But you know what I'm saying though, like you know. So like my whole thing is that like you know I guess like my online flirting is like trying to be more like thoughtful. Well, hear me out. So it's like, you know,
shit.
like if a girl like is like playing guitar in her IG story, I'd be like, wow, that's really good.
This thoughtfulness sounds so good. So fun.
Wow, you're really good at guitar. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Wow. Okay. If I were this woman playing guitar and I
hate you first of all.
and I got a message that was like, "Wow, you're really good at playing guitar." Is there any emojis or any punctuation?
There's like music notes. Is that bad? I'm just gonna quit. I'm just gonna quit.
I'd be like, who is this Russian bot responding to my story?
Russian bot. I don't know.
Okay, but no, I think you're on the right, like, you have the right thought process. Like, you want it to be, like, more individualized.
Thank you for helping me out here.
You want it to be more individualized. You want it to be like, oh, I'm going to comment on, like, something that they're doing that I enjoy.
Yeah, but am I doing that subconsciously? I am, obviously, to just do I might as well just throw a hard eye at it. I hate you. I'm just saying, like.
Okay, but you could say that sentence with the hard eyes.
It's just hard to navigate these waters because there's so many thirsty guys out there and stuff, and all they're saying is like hard eyes or just
like, damn girl.
Yeah. Oh my God, so beautiful.
You're so beautiful. Yeah, I feel like I've gotten a bunch of DMs in the past or like whatever. Even when I played poker Tuesday this week, I was on a call with the leasing agent for my new apartment talking about stuff outside. I had finished my beer and my boyfriend was playing poker. He was having a great time. And some dude like kept trying to talk to me as I'm on the phone. And he's like, do you want me to get you another beer? I was like, fuck yeah. And then he was trying to talk to me when I was inside watching the game, watching the thing on my phone. And he was like, are you just waiting for another game? I'm like, no, like I'm out. Like I'm waiting for like pointing. I'm waiting for my boyfriend to be done.
It does suck being in the situation you're in, like being like out in public watching something on your phone and there's someone trying
and then my boyfriend told me that he's like, oh, 3 dudes complimented your hair. I don't even think you noticed me. And I was like, oh. He's like, I think all of them were trying to get in your pants. I'm like, well, can't help it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know, like, you know, like I just thought about it,
but like I feel like
do girls like, you know, I just wonder if like
I feel like my flirting on social media.
How do girls receive, like, you know, do they get it all the time? Like sometimes like you'll say something you won't even get a response. Like something like thoughtful like that, like being like, it's not even like,
I feel like if there's like a actual like thoughtful, like if it's more than just
like a simple thank you,
like I mean, even like when I've gone in hard eyes or like whatever, I'm like, thanks, or like I'll just do a thanks. Like I have one guy who like still messages me on like Snapchat that I'm like,
then why even have them follow you?
I'm like, bruh, I don't like I'm not interested, but he'll still be like, thinking of you, and I've stopped responding. But for a while, like when I would be potentially interested in it, I'd be like, oh, thanks, like you're so sweet, heart.
Oh man, it's hard out here. I'll tell you what.
I feel like girls, like guys will like comment like maybe like some hard eyes or like some whatever on like a girl's photo or something, or be like, oh, you're like, damn, like look so hot, look so beautiful, like whatever. And I feel like girls are usually like, their way is like they'll like the photo and then they'll be like, okay, let me say something like sort of clever. Like I feel like that's usually how like I flirt in the comments of like an Instagram post. So I'll like comment something clever, because I feel like if they already like how I look aesthetically, I gotta backfill it with a little bit of like, I've got personality too.
What about this? What about like, have you ever seen like when you wrote a comment on someone's picture and then you go back to like, see if they liked it? Yeah. But they they skip around and like other people's comments.
See, like I'd almost rather they just like everybody's.
Right, that's why I do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who goes around just like liking? It's just weird, dude. Like, you can obviously tell you just hopped over that person's comment and stuff. So just like everybody's stuff. Like,
I don't like everybody's comment. I
feel like responding to someone is like, like everyone's stuff.
Well,
like
I guess like I might like to everybody's if it's like if they're all like if they're all like, wow, like if it's a photo of me and they're like, damn girl, blah blah blah. Like I'll like everybody's no matter what. If it's like that kind of response.
If you're sitting there in a bikini posting a thirst trap and a guy goes, damn, you're hot, and then you like just go and like all your girlfriends saying the same thing.
I'd like everybody's in that situation.
Those are the girls I hate on Instagram. They're like throwing the thirst traps. The guy will say the damn for them, and then they're just going around liking the girl saying it, but the guy says it. Nah, you're a pervert. you're a perv.
No, that's just like them. They're like, this thirst trap wasn't for you.
But it was.
But no, a lot of times they have a specific person in mind that they're posting that bad boy for.
True. I don't know. I just thought it was a funny thing to talk about.
All right, let's get into some Bachelor in Paradise, I think.
Yeah, where do we start?
So week 3, night 1, we hop into it, seeing the end of the fight between Jordan and Christian, which I have to give Jordan some props. The way he threw, like,
told you last week, I said it,
threw Christian. I was like, damn, son, okay.
Yeah.
And then they like, get.
They were on the stairs. He could have just gotten an easy, like, Christian could have been.
He kind of flipped him though.
Yeah, but like.
Whatever, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
I will too, but I'm just saying though, it's like really easy to throw someone off like a stage, like when you're on the stairs.
I mean, they end up getting sent home because they gotta, no
reality TV
it's
rules number 1: can't hit people.
Yeah, so which I think that was the best way to handle it.
For sure.
Chris Harrison had to have the little powwow, being like, okay,
you do that,
they're gone.
Well, I mean, because it eventually gets to the point where either no one will do that again, or you're just going to have like crazy people that are going to risk it and don't care.
Yeah, and you can't play the whole game of like, well, whoever started it, so then they have to leave, but the other person, like, it's just, you got to just like be like,
it was definitely Christian.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it was in, damage was. I mean, Christian was one who was being too aggressive. Like Jordan, Jordan did too much by going and like trying to take the thing down. But then Christian was the one who like started being like, "Hey man, bull."
Well, that's the whole point of reality TV. That's why it's good. It's because of that rule. You don't physically get in. You don't touch people.
Yeah, because of people, which I kind of wish that this.
You could do whatever you want. You could say whatever you want.
Yeah.
And the only problems you get is like from the public that watches you. So like
it kind of sucks with like the rugby date from Hannah's season just prior to this, because that was rugby and because I was like kind of like aggressive by nature.
That's why I don't like the physical dates.
Like, yeah, me neither. I mean, me neither. That's like why Luke P got away with what he got away with, because like if it was if that was taken out of the context of being like in a rugby game, even though like what he did was completely uncalled for, he would have been sent home. Like,
Yeah, and
Gone.
his size to the that other Nick guy's size.
Yeah,
or whatever.
whatever.
Oh, they were both Luke, right?
Both the Lukes.
Yeah, that other Luke was so skinny.
Well, he was like, scrawny little beesh.
Regardless.
But anyways.
Back on Paradise.
So they get sent home. That means there's less guys. So like whatever. So that means like some guys are like relieved. But then Onika decides that she's going to go home. So that means one less rose for the guys to even get. So they were like, well.
I think that I didn't like that.
I kind of like she.
First of all, I don't like her at all.
I don't
I've never liked her
either.
I hate people that go on Paradise and they're like, why? There's nobody likes me because no one likes you. Like,
it's
you know
like,
what I'm
and like
saying?
she was like, no one was fighting for me. Blah blah blah.
There's 10 people
and
here.
And of course, like there's people like Cam was really trying to just like stay alive. Like he was trying to get that
Dude,
rose.
he was making the most sense. Like out of anybody, it's like, hey, give me a rose next week. If no one comes for me, I'll give you. But like that's how you're gonna like you for her to sit here and act like. Oh, these like 10 people, like no one wants me. It's like, yeah, because it's 10 people. Like that's the game. You get to the next week and somebody else might come down for you. Like that pick, like, yo, I want, like, it's a game. Yeah. So, and also it's just like she has the opportunity. She's like taking an opportunity from a guy too.
Which
like,
so that they were like, sweating.
It is true. It is true. Like if she just gave her rose to Cam, and then wanted to go home the next day, he had another opportunity to stick around, have fun, and look for love. It is, when you get there, it's a dumb thing to do. It's a selfish thing to do, actually.
I mean, it is selfish, and I mean, which I can understand being selfish because, like, you want to have the best experience that you want to have, but, like, I feel like it's short-sighted to, like, do something like that because, like, you could be having a better experience. But, yeah. But, so... the biggest things with this rose ceremony was like, who was Hannah G gonna give her rose to? Mm-hmm. And she was canoodling on the beach all day long with fucking Blake, listening to mariachi bands, him twirling her around all day.
Oh my God, if I see him do that dance somewhere.
Oh my God, too much. Cannot deal. But she, gained, I guess, another brain cell. And she picked Dylan. God bless America. And, like, it was hilarious because you could see, like, even Mike's face in the back smiling as Blake's
Oh, my God. Everyone was smiling.
Everyone was like, you did it!
Yeah.
Like, and Blake's face just fell. He was so fucking confident.
Dude, it would have been, like, the most, like, the best feeling ever if he went home.
I wish he did, but then Christina fucking gives her rose and does this whole little speech like being like, you're my friend, I want you to find love, I know you've had a rough time, I want to give you another chance. And it's all part of her sick, twisted plan to like try to like, exploit him so that she could like stay around longer. Like she's like a rose grubber. Like she's just trying to like see like, like I'll like keep him on the rope just long enough so that he could potentially give me a rose and then... so I could potentially meet someone else.
Oh, man.
I have no love for what Christina's doing right now.
Yeah, no, Christina's a bully.
Christina's manipulative.
And she acts like she's like the hottest shit.
She acts like she's the hottest shit. She's
pretty, but she's like not like the hottest girl.
I mean, she's beautiful, but like, yeah, she's not like, I mean,
beautiful is like gotta be in and out, like, right? Like she was showing her true colors like this week.
Yes, she really was. And like, I just don't like, my thing is like, don't pretend like you're just trying to be friendly with Blake, especially after you try to like, Yeah,
the elements of Dean are still there. It's like, you know what I'm saying? She probably still likes Dean too. And now Dean's with Kaylin, who she doesn't like already because Dean's with Kaylin and Blake. It's messy. Like there's a lot more to it than what is going on. And also she just boy crazy like about these guys, like Kaylin is too. Like,
and then like Caitlin comes in, who I barely remembered who she was. Yeah, and she goes on a date with Blake because he's pretty much the only one there who's not like hooked up with somebody, and like he'd been moping around the entire time after not being picked by Hannah. Right. So perfect storm for her, and like they had a connection, whatever. And then Christina's like spending all this time with Blake trying to secure her rose. And Caitlin's like, what the fuck is this bitch doing?
Yeah. So obviously what I'm able to tell here is that Caitlin's not in like the A crowd of like Bachelor Nation.
Oh no.
She might be in B, you know what I'm saying? But she was there at Stagecoach.
She met him at Stagecoach. I lost my fucking mind because like, one of the other guys like in the side was like, oh, maybe they've met at like, hopefully they didn't meet at Stagecoach. And then like it does Blake's little confessional. He's like, we did meet at Stagecoach. Nothing happened.
Yeah. How do you feel about Dean always coming back from these things and trying to get Kaylin to feel like
I think it's like, I mean, it's definitely his sense of humor, but I feel like for Caitlyn, it's a little too much because like each person, like Caitlyn pulled him over, and then in night 2, Jen Saff pulled him over, and like she's gorgeous.
Oh my god, she is hot. She reminds me of like a brunette like Katherine Heigl or something like that.
Yes, like kind of her face structure. Yeah. I see that. But they. Like, she gets pulled aside, and, like, Caitlyn's, like, being like, okay, like, I know Dean's reputation. I know how, he could probably easily just, like, go off and go on these dates, and then, like, I'm fucked. Mm-hmm. And then, but he keeps coming back being like, hey, Caitlyn, I gotta talk. Just kidding. I wouldn't go on a date. And she's like, dude, stop doing this.
But everyone's laughing around him.
I know.
It is pretty funny. I laugh.
It's funny. I laugh every time, too. Because
like, she's so serious right before. Like, she's like, hey, can I talk to you for a second?
I know. He's so serious. And, like, she's, like, talking to everybody
he's, like, setting it up, too, because he has, like, arm around her and stuff. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's like, that's some sick shit.
I know. Yeah. He's, like.
Manipulative as hell.
I know. But, he spent too much time planning how he was going to do this in his van.
Right. What else is going on?
So Katie... she kind of self-sabotages herself. Her and Chris have been going strong, but she for some reason gets insecure and is like, tells him like, well, you know, if you need to go on dates to like figure stuff out, I don't want to hold you back. And he's like, oh, why the fuck are you saying this to me? Like, I thought we were good. Like,
well, that's like signs of immaturity.
Yeah, I think that's definitely super immature on her part. And then she's probably gonna lose Chris on it because then he went on a date with Jen Sav. They've had a good connection.
You see, like Dean's like stamp of approval of her. He's like,
yeah,
Jen what's her name?
Jen like Saviano or something, but like they call her Jen Sav.
Jen Sav is hot.
She's hot.
And like Dean was like, she's like the hottest girl in this franchise, if not in the world.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty funny.
I was like, okay.
Also, I think it's really funny, like in his intro package, he's like just like soaping up his
mustache. I'm like, yeah.
They're so fun to watch.
That's probably like the most soap he's used all year.
It's so ridiculous, like that intro, like Tayshia's like boobs, like the way they just like slow motion her and stuff like that, and then she's like, Debbie's so cute, like when she puts on the crown. Oh my goodness! But
speaking of Demi,
yeah.
Demi, you know, at the end of night 1, is feeling really conflicted, and she pulls aside Chris, and we don't really know what happens with that. But then we figure out that, and Hannah B came in on night 1 to like talk to Demi, check in on Demi. Mm-hmm. And I guess timeline wise, this was before they for sure had called her, and like Jed had called it off, but she was wearing a ring. But I think like they all kind of were like, why is she here? I think they all already knew that they had called it off because the way that everybody was acting wasn't like, oh, it
almost did for a second feel like, is she gonna date people here?
Yeah, I kind of almost did too, but no, she was just checking in on Demi. So night 2.
Well, that just shows you like how like weird it is too. Like it's like, oh, I would never come on this show. Now
I'm too good for this. Yeah. I'm gonna be on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. I mean, do you think she'd want to be there?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'd want to be there if I had a season like Hannah.
Obviously, Demi wants to be there. So, like, Demi, you know, talks to Chris, talks to whatever. And then I guess because he's all about making sure people find love and trying to make it a best experience for everyone, he brings Christian, the woman that Demi was dating before coming on the show, brings her in. And, you know, they have a talk. They have their little reunion. You could tell Demi, like, loves her. Like, they're in love. Mm-hmm. And so this becomes like a really hard situation because now she's like, fuck, what am I going to do with Derek? I got emotional. I just like, I don't know why.
Well, they might be in love, but also
this made me
like,
so emotional.
I don't know. I feel like also when people reunite, like after
distance makes the heart grow fonder.
Right. Like you could tell like Christian as it went on, she was not like as happy as like Demi was like making it seem.
Well, yeah. I mean, like Christian definitely, and she says in like many of her confessionals is like, she's like, it's hard for me to hear, you know, that she was having all these great moments with someone else, which same thing for Derek. But like, I thought they had Derek is such a good fucking person. This entire episode, I was like, damn, like he was so understanding and he was so good to Demi through like how confused and how like, honestly, like as I've been in a situation where like I was the one who potentially had hurt people with my indecision and confusion. like Demi was, and like he was taking it so well, where like I didn't receive that same kind of treatment, but he was taking it so well. And like when he was all like, if this is the decision that makes you happy, like more happy, like that this is the right one to do, like I was like, oh my God, Derek, like you are just like doing the most, like bless your soul, like you are doing everything while you're like hurting so deeply inside. But the way it's just like seeing Demi reunite with Christian, it just was like, also my heart was like and like how she introduced her to everybody, and like
my only problem with it would be if anybody else had a situation like that.
Yes, I feel like I'm like, okay, I feel like,
and you're just gonna come in and just say it to everyone, and everyone's like, yeah,
like my thing is like they should, like in any other situation it'd be more of like, okay, I'm going home to pursue this instead. But because I think Demi is such like a big,
I'm gonna stay here and do it in front of this dude that I've been all up on this whole time, and we're just gonna forget about that.
Yeah, I feel like since Demi's such a big like narrative force of like this season, I almost feel like that's why they're like, well, we'll make it easy for you. Like we'll bring it to you. Like in other situations, I think they would have been more like, okay, well then if you need to go home to figure this out, like that's what you like, that's what you do.
Right.
I just feel like, and also this is easy for ABC to be all like, look, we've got a same-sex couple. Right. Like I feel like it's definitely like a good look for them to be like, look at us, like we're so inclusive.
Yeah.
But it's like two beautiful blonde women.
So that's where we're at.
So inclusive.
Is that where we're at?
I mean, yeah. That's
pretty good summary. Quick summary of that.
I know. It's pretty.
I'm sure we like missed some things, but
I think we got most of it.
That's what I'm talking about, though. There's like still fun things in between that, like
Nicole singing to Clay.
Oh my God, yes! Like, how are we gonna skip over that? That was awkward as hell. But
it was hilarious.
It was also hilarious because she was so confident about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, there was like people in the background cheering afterwards.
And I love it because Clay was all like, "That was so cute."
Oh no, dude! Clay was hilarious, dude. She would say a line and then like touch him while she said it. He goes, Yeah.
I know. Clay was
okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
He's like, that was just so sweet, babe.
Yeah, baby. Dude, it was hilarious. Those two deserve each other.
I think they're really cute, honestly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. They'll probably be one of the ones that get engaged and stuff. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's interesting. They do like they figured out something to like a formula for love. It doesn't always work, but when it does.
Yeah.
You haven't really seen like those couples like get divorced or anything. Also because like
new.
I think it's like
they're
part
so
of you don't want to be the first like
I mean, like, Jade.
People break engagements, but
Jade and Tanner is, I mean, the longest going. Well, them and like Evan and Carly are like some of the.
Are you talking about like Bachelor in Paradise couples?
Yeah.
So
I mean, Ashley, I and Jared just got married.
Right. That's another one.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, I think it's time for a slippity slap.
Slippity slap. Oh my God, guys. Let's talk a little bit about slaps. This week I really like. I really like.
I wish we had a whip like sounding.
We do. It's part of the whole slapper of the week sound. But listen. So Taylor Swift finally decided to drop a song that I actually do like. I like Lover.
I can tolerate it.
I believe it was co-written by the dude from the Bleachers. What's his name?
Oh, Jack Anton.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of him too.
I love him.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's honestly very good.
And
anything he does.
So it's just, and it goes back
Antonoff.
to
Jack Antonoff.
Yeah. And I just hate that as she waited for the week that Charlie Puth drops like the hottest.
I don't hate her for it. I don't give a shit.
Single that
she's already making money on her albums before it's even out. She's been sold already like 1,000 bajillion million bajillion pre-orders.
What I like about Charlie Puth's new single is that like he's able to do this type of stuff. Like it's like stuff that like Justin Timberlake's not doing, and stuff that like Bruno Mars is not doing, and stuff that like Ed Sheeran's not doing. You know,
he's just like a sensual. He's just got like sensual, but like
He's got perfect pitch.
He's like sensual, but also like kind of like feels like it's harder to
his
explain.
like vocals, like the way he plays like with the runs and like his harmonies in his song. It's very simple.
Voice.
It almost sounds like a Kanye West Coast like bass on it and stuff. And it's I think co-produced with Benny Blanco.
Blessed.
Yeah. So
we love to see it.
I love it. So without further ado, let's just get into our slapper of the week. You're probably hearing it here first. Charlie Puth, I warned myself. Yeah, let's go.
Slapper of the week. This song slaps.
Slapper.
That I shouldn't play with fire.
Ooh. God.
Future Bachelor. Slapper of the week. I warned myself. Charlie Puth world premiere.
I'm gonna have to like carry like a slippery when wet sign for like his set at.
Oh my god! Make sure I'm like at Lizzo or something. Jesus.
I hit the table that Higgins lost his button.
Shut up. Yeah, I just got my Music Midtown passes right there to go see Charlie Puth, and you guys thought he wasn't my favorite. That song is fire, literally.
Who thought he wasn't your favorite?
I don't know. He is
you literally are like you're like kissing his feet every 5 seconds.
Yeah,
like,
he farted on the song. It's a hit.
I mean, yeah, you like had posted his stuff to your story like for the past day and a half. You're like, my boy's coming out with fire.
Flames. Dude, I just knew because like
just a little clip that they
right.
I was like, fuck.
I knew I was already gonna like it. I was like, you give me 5 seconds.
I think I reacted to your story with the little
dude,
because I was like, shit.
Slapper.
This song fucking slaps.
What's going on, V? You got any shout outs you want to get out here?
I wanted to shout out my friend. So last week I shouted out a friend who like compiles music and stuff. My friend Caroline Brown. She did a fun thing where we all did a Google Doc we had to submit like 4 of our favorite like funny or stupid YouTube videos.
Oh my god, why is this the same girl that starts your Spotify playlist?
No, this was our other friend from the same friend group. So it was just, but it's a really fun.
Oh, she's biting ideas now. Okay.
She actually found it on the internet. Like there's an article about it. But
it sounds like the thing you just described last week about the 4 Spotify songs.
But it's fun. I mean, for us, like because we literally all of us live in like we cross every single time zone. Mm-hmm. Like it's really fun for us to be able to like do things that feel like we're all like together and like understanding what each other likes, even though if we don't see each other all the time. So shout out to her for doing that. I got to share some of my faves. And then I wanted to shout out, because we talked about this earlier, I wanted to shout out my friend Mitchell Mounier. Because he has been sending me, I watched the stupid Barstool President El Presidente pizza review videos on Instagram. I fall down a dark rabbit hole of those, and I know he's like kind of a scummy guy, like I know this, but the reviews are funny and I like them. And he did that review of that style for me. He did a pizza one, he sent it to me when he was definitely drunk, and then he just did one of the Popeye sandwich for me today because nice. I'm like I need to know.
Shout out to you, dude. And
then I wanted to shout out my best friend Ian. This past weekend was National V and Ian Day, which is the day we met.
Okay.
And so and he was celebrating it at the best music festival for me, probably. It's a tequila and bad bitches only like female artist festival that was in California like one day. It had a Megan Thee Stallion, it had like Eli, it had a whole bunch of other like amazing like female like artists, like a little maybe like some little more indie than others, whatever. But it was like sponsored by a tequila company. Is that not the most V fucking festival you've ever heard in your life?
If it was White Claw, it'd been better.
But I'm a tequila girl.
Okay, well, I've taken a shot of tequila before. You didn't take it too well.
Which shot of tequila?
We have it on tape. Actually.
It was this shitty tequila. It was gold. It wasn't silver.
Oh, okay.
I liked silver tequila.
Well, all tequila is good to me. So
okay, that's not true. You struggled with that shot more than I did.
I hate tequila.
I love tequila.
No, it's disgusting. All right, my shout outs. Let's go. I have some gym buddies I want to shout out. That I got to hang out with at
working on your fitness.
Yeah,
they're your witness.
Well, a lot of my friends are from that gym now, so I want to shout out my girl Amy. And I also want to shout out my boy Ro. He posted he was listening to it on
oh, I saw that.
Yeah, so shout out to my boy Ro.
That was awesome.
So those are pretty much my shout outs. next week, what do we got? What's going on? I have nothing. I guess
I'm moving this weekend. Do you want to show off your muscles and potentially help me?
Maybe. We'll see. I think I'm pretty busy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
Good
Maybe.
friend.
I'll try. We'll see. Maybe I'll bring in I'll come in for an hour or so.
It
but
shouldn't take more than that, but yeah.
Well, okay. Are you moving by yourself? Why don't you just hire people?
Because it's like
I don't even move myself.
It's gonna be pretty small, and I'm literally going a mile.
Oh. It'd probably be a good like $100 and not even sweat off your back for.
But like the place that I like trust to move, like they have a 3-hour minimum, and I feel like that's aggressive for what I need to get done.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. What else we got going on? Hold on. When is Labor Day? Is that
That's next weekend.
next weekend? What do you got planned for that?
I'm going to New York.
Oh, you are?
I'm going to see the Jonas Brothers.
Oh yeah, we talked about that again.
Mm-hmm.
Insane.
Summer of Joan Bro.
Think you'll meet him again?
No.
Oh, okay. That's sad. Well, guys, next week, episode 75. It's
oh my God.
Yeah. What do they call that? Not a quarter life crisis, but you're almost
a 3/4.
I don't know. Maybe people don't. Maybe it's weird because they say like 50 is like half crisis, but then you never make it to 100. So
people nowadays do, but yeah.
Really?
I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna make it to 120.
I don't really want to make it that long.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
If my systems are failing,
Well, I'll just find another co-host.
like we'd be podcasting, and we're like on our deathbeds.
It'll probably be like we'll just be in some Matrix or something like that. So, I'll need you to continue to be plugged into the same system as mine. But anyways, guys,
right,
we need to get out of here.
Right
Let's
up
just
our
wrap
Will and
it
Testament now.
up. I'm scared to do this ending because you might try to mess it up. I was listening to it last week. We did it 3 times.
I know. I won't mess it up.
Okay, guys. Well, we'll see you next week with episode 75. We love you. This has been Future Bachelor. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
And we'll see you. Oh, damn. I think I said that before. I messed it up. No. We'll see you guys next week. All right. Bye. Deuces.
Bye. You messed it up by saying bye.
Future Bachelor Podcast.